I've been following you for some time now, and I really believe you have a wonderful program. The only thing I haven't seen was something on horses that rear and flip over. My horse does this. He's a 13-year-old, 17-hand-tall Clyde cross. These tests have been done to rule out issues: teeth, chiropractic, and saddle fit.
So these are the questions that are a perfect example of people wanting me to fix a symptom, not a cause. So this gentleman says the rearing, or woman says the rearing is the problem, okay? And yes, rearing and flipping over is a problem, but it's not really a problem. It's a symptom of a cause. Every problem you can ever tell me a horse does, rearing, bucking, biting, spooking, won't stand still for the farrier, can't give vaccinations, won't load on a trailer, can't pick his feet up, okay, any problem you can tell me that a horse does, I can tell you for sure 100% of the time, it either comes from a lack of respect or the problem's coming from fear. And on the rare occasions, not often, the problem will come from both areas. It's a disrespectful horse that's also fearful. This is the most difficult combination to work with. But the good news is it's not that common. Most horses either fall into a disrespectful category or a fearful category. So the horse rearing, for example. Okay, again, he doesn't say when the horse rears. He doesn't say, what he's trying to get the horse to do that causes the rear. So there's a lot of holes here in this question. Okay, again, when I'm answering these questions, I'm not fucking Superman. I can't read minds. Okay, so I'm trying to read between the lines as best I can. Here's what I would tell you. Number one, the horse is 13 years old. He's probably been doing this for a while. This is probably an established habit by now. Okay. So if you sent that horse to me to train, and I personally had to put my ass on it, and I had to fix this problem, here's what I would do. I would go back to the round pen. I would pretend the horse has never had a saddle on his back. I'd pretend the horse has never been ridden. And I would literally start that horse under saddle like he was a 2-year-old colt. So I'd go right back to the round penning exercises. Then I'd get the halter and lead rope on, and I'd move through yielding the hindquarters, yielding the forequarters, lunging for respect stage 1 and 2. I'd do all the fundamental groundwork. And I'd work with the horse on the ground for at least 7 days straight. I wouldn't even try to ride him, just work with him on the ground. And in 7 days is a pretty typical number where 99% of the horses we train, by the 7th day, they're using the thinking side of their brain, they're respectful, they're no longer fearful. We've got them in boot camp. We've got them basically eating out of our hand. They've got the surrender flag up. Hey, we don't want trouble, Clinton. And then on the 8th day, I'd ride that horse. How would I ride it? I'd just act like he's never had anybody on his back. I'd have somebody on the ground flagging me. I'd have somebody chasing me around the round pen with a plastic bag and move his feet forwards, backwards, left and right. I'd go back and follow what I call my colt starting series. And I'd work through every lesson over the next 6 weeks. And for whatever reason is causing this rearing, it will show up somewhere in this 6-week program. It'll either be lack of respect, it'll either be fear, etc. When it shows up, it won't show up in rearing, because I'm not going to get my ass on the horse if I think I've got a chance of him wanting to rear up. And when I do get my butt in the saddle, I'm going to work on freeing his feet up. A horse can't rear if his hind feet are moving. Horse can't rear when his hind feet stand still. So I don't focus on the rearing, I focus on getting the horse's feet to move. So I could probably bet $5 million that if you gave me this horse and I put it through my fundamental program and the colt starting again, by the time 6 weeks is up and you come to pick the horse up, you're going to say, well, did he rear? What did he do? Did he flip over? And I'm going to say, no, he never reared once. Well, why not? That's why I sent the horse to you. And I'd say, Frank, he never reared because I got rid of all that shit on the ground. I got rid of all that bad behavior on the ground before I got on him. And when I did get on him, I didn't try to make him stop rearing. I got his feet moving. I got him hustling. I got him forwards, backwards, left and right. And when I got all that working and using the thinking side of his brain, rearing's the last thing he wanted to do. I'll throw the question back at you. You ready? Clinton, how do I get a horse to stop biting me? My horse bites me. And when I'm saddling him, he wants to turn his head and bites me. Is biting a problem? Yes, it is a problem. Is it your real problem? No, it's a symptom of a cause. Why is he biting you? He's biting you because he has a lack of respect for you. Once you get the horse moving his feet forwards, backwards, left and right, and once you get the horse respectful, within 3 or 4 days, guess what he doesn't want to do anymore? Bite you. Horses bite each other in the pasture because they're trying to get the other horse to move his feet. When a horse turns to bite you, he's hoping you'll step away from him, showing that he's dominant. Whoever moves first loses. So if a horse ever goes to bite me, you know what I do? I just move his feet. I might hustle him, I might get after him, but I'm not spanking him to punish the biting. I'm spanking him because you didn't move your feet quick enough. Come on, hustle, forwards, backwards, left and right, forwards, backward, left and right. Pretty soon the horse is like, holy shit, I need to keep my lips to myself because every time I move my lips and try to bite some bitch, I get my feet hustled. They figure it out very quickly. So is biting your problem or is lack of respect your problem? It's lack of respect. Now, there's always one tree-hugging idiot out there that's always going to say, well, maybe he's biting because the saddle doesn't quite fit his back good enough, and maybe he's biting because his ovaries are sore, and maybe he's biting because the chiropractor didn't adjust his neck. You've always got these types of people that want to basically cover up their lack of training. They want to bury their accountability or the horse's accountability for acting like a jackass. They're looking for that quick answer. It's got to be a farrier problem. It's got to be a chiropractor problem. None of them are. Does that mean that there aren't times when the horse will get sore? No, of course they will. But 99.99% of the time, when we're talking about rearing problems and biting and these common questions, like I have literally answered this fucking question that I'm answering now in the 28 years I've been doing this. I probably only answered this question about 7,000 times, literally word for word what I'm doing right now, literally. Because people want the magic bullet. They want the magic answer. If I just twist his ear to the right, he'll just quit rearing. No, you have to build rapport with your horse. You have to build respect, okay? If you cut a branch off a tree, it'll drop on the ground. And over time, the branch grows back. If you want the branch on the tree to die, kill the root system of the tree and the tree will fall over, okay? So I would not try to fix rearing. I would go back to the beginning of my program and act like it never been ridden. I can't tell you in my career, I cut my teeth in Australia with really dangerous, problematic horses. Because when I was 19, 20, 21, I loved the challenge of it. I loved the dirty sumbitches that were rank and no other trainer could fix. I got off on that whole shit, okay? So I got a reputation of fixing every POS in the country. Take it to Clinton Anderson, he'll fix it. And sure as shit, when they picked the horse up 6 weeks later, did he buck? Did he rear? Did he bolt? What did he do? Did he flip over on you? No, I'm sorry, Frank. None of that happened. Well, why not? He had all those problems when I dropped him off. Oh, I know he did. I believe you. I just got rid of them all on the ground where I was safe. I got rid of them all on the ground and didn't get on him until I had his respect. Some horses were so badly trained, I might have had to spend 2 weeks on the ground before I rode them. The longest I'd ever spent on the ground with a problematic horse before I actually rode him was 21 days. One horse that was so bad and so badly trained, had such a bucking problem and such a rank sumbitch, I worked with him every day for 21 days on the ground before I felt confident and safe that when I got on him, he wasn't going to fucking kill me. And when I got on him, guess what he did? He rode off like a 10-year-old gelding. Rode off like a kid's pony. Now, if I would have got on that sumbitch on day 3 or day 7 or day 10, yes, he would have bucked, reared, bolted. But that was an extreme case now. There's a lot of heroes in the graveyard. When you swing your leg over a horse's back, you are committed. If he really wants to get you off, he will. So do not, ladies, remember what your mother said, keep your knees together. That's what I'm telling you. Do not get on a horse if you think you're going to get into a wreck. Stay on the ground where you're safe until you can reassess the situation. So if you have more questions about horse training, you can either go to the No Worries Club and become a member and find out all your information there. Or if you have more needs that you want to talk to me personally for a personal consultant call, if anything about the horse industry, buying, selling, making money, saving money, starting a business, how to make more money, you can just go to call the office, book an hour consulting fee with me, and I'd be happy to talk to you one-on-one and help you make a lot of money or save a lot of money.